Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to talk really quickly about bonding, natural human bonding versus partnership. And there is a ton of confusion. Historically, just naturally, we're all of us are miseducated, and so much suffering in partnerships, relationships, commitments, so much suffering that we all have endured stem from the fact that we have not truly entered into relationships, partnerships that have been established off of the truth of companionship and mutuality. So, what has happened is most of us have just naturally, organically chosen to enter into bond partnerships and relationships and commitments, given commitments to people that we have bonded with, emotional bonds, mental bonds, but basically just biochemical human connection, bonding. And so, thanks to just my learning of the human design and the human body graph, it allows me to understand that all of us get to experience powerful bonds with individuals just naturally and organically, just because of the way that we're designed in our aura and our frequency. That when you meet somebody that is opposite of you, or you meet somebody that has certain complementary elements and mechanics in their natural aura and frequency, you're going to chemically have a chemical attraction to that person. It's going to naturally establish a chemical bond. And it's just pretty organic, pretty instantaneous. It does not require any voluntary volition of your own. The only thing that requires a voluntary volition is, are you going to be committed or not to that person that you experience that deep biochemical attraction and bond with. But what happens is we've been conditioned to take the basis of chemistry and use that as the basis for entering and committing to a person in a partnership. And that is a recipe for heartbreak, disaster, and failure. Because what's happening is those bonds exert an extremely powerful gravitational force on you. Literally, to be attracted to somebody is somebody's gravity. Somebody in their auric field has a gravity upon you, and they exert a gravity. They pull you to them, and this is not a good reason to make a commitment or to prioritize another person. A real commitment, a real decision to prioritize another person as your most important human, it should never be based upon solely on an attraction, on their gravitational impact to you, their bonding. And instead, it should be your decision to prioritize, to say yes to committing to somebody, should be based upon whether or not this person is a true companion to you. And a true companion is about mutuality, mutual beliefs, mutual values, and mutual ideals, mutual likability. Like, do y'all really like each other for who you are and who you ain't? And then a mutual respect for each other's weaknesses and each other's handicaps. Partnership, the whole basis of being to coming together with another person is for the sake of you helping another person on this earth in where they are weak, in where they are immediate, and where they have their handicaps at. And so the idea of offering your partnership to somebody is saying, I see your handicaps, I see your inferiority, and I am going to offer myself to cover you, respect you with dignity and duty. That's the basis of a partnership. That's the basis of committing your time, energy to another person. It's not the basis of you have such a gravitational pull on me. You're the air that I breathe. There's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. But when you get stuck on a bond that is just based purely on someone's gravitational pull and attraction, that their attraction to you or your attraction to them, and they're not a true companion, they do not like you, they do not share your values, they do not share your ideals, they do not have respect for your inferiorities, your weaknesses, your handicaps, you are setting yourself up for so much heartbreak, so much hell is about to come your way. And so many people, so many relationships have become just hellish containers for so many people because they've given their yes to commit to prioritize a person who actually doesn't like them, who does not respect their handicaps, their weaknesses, who they do not share values and ideals with, and yet they're living in the same roof. They are getting undressed, literally and figuratively, in front of a person who actually doesn't like who they are. The only thing they have is just the fact that their aura and their frequency has bonded with each other just off the basis of pure science. And when you can recognize that an attraction to somebody, a deep bond with a person that is established very easy, cannot be the basis of giving your yes and committing and prioritizing to another person. It's got to really be upon, is there a true companionship here? Is there mutual interest in our values and our ideals? Does this person truly like me for all of who I am, for all of who I'm not, and can they see my weaknesses? Can they see my neediness? Can they see my handicap? And can they respect it? Can they respect it? And that's the basis of a true companionship, and that's the basis of whether or not you should give your yes to prioritize somebody as your most important human, not just on having a bond with somebody alone, a chemical attraction bond. And so this is something that the youth need to be educated on. This is something that a lot of us miss being educated on. So many of us have just given our yes to somebody we experience a deep bond and attraction to. And that is a beautiful thing, and there's nothing to be dismissed or evil or demonized. It just cannot be the basis of giving our yes to prioritize another human being.